ever. All right. Cool.
Giants GM determination on Jones about football decisions, not contract.
Well,
His football decisions stink, so that's good. That's
but I
good.
mean, like, so if you bench Daniel Jones and you say it's because he's been playing bad, you go, okay. If you
Yes.
bench Daniel Jones and it's because you don't want him to get hurt, so that doesn't guarantee next year's contract, you go, okay. I don't think there's, I don't. It's a win-win for in that situation.
Mhm.
I don't think you can do
It,
wrong.
it only looks bad if he was winning and you was just like, all right, let's just put a bench him.
Kind of like what the Broncos did last year.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Russ wasn't terrible, and they're like, nope, can't do it. They want him to get
Russ
hurt.
Russ has been Russ every year except for that first year with the Broncos.
Yep.
All he is 64% passing. He doesn't pass for a lot of yards,
Mm-hmm.
but he gets a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like he'll have like 3,700 yards, 25 touchdowns. That's all he does for his
And
career.
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Yeah, I just Sean Payton, Sean Payton. But at least Brian Dayball isn't Sean Payton. I'll give him that. Uh,
Yes. Oh boy. I should I go or should you go
well,
about both?
if we do like last year's rules, whoever scored most gets to go first, and that
Oh,
would be you.
that would be us. Wow. Wow. Oh
The
my
Giants scored
gosh.
17 points this last
They did
week.
score 17 points, 2 points over their average. They averaged 15 points a game. That's not a professional offense, right? In my opinion. Like 15 points a game, like, you can't win in the league when your defense has to be perfect,
Yep.
right? You just can't.
Nope.
And as much as people talking about the Giants' run defense, it's bad. They got ran all up and down the field. It's bad.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns is what they scored. They scored 14 points. They kicked a field goal. Besides that, the Giants play pretty good defense.
The Cuba Missile
Um,
Crisis uh,
mm-hmm.
ran. Get it? Like Cuba Missile Crisis
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
ran all over you. 153 yards on a touchdown.
Yeah,
Good
they
stuff.
did. But the thing is, that's been happening a lot. Like what they do when they run away from Dexter Lawrence or on downs where Dexter Lawrence isn't in, which is usually second down.
Mm-hmm.
Like second down, he's out. I don't know why. I don't know why, but even when he's in, they run away from him, and I get it. He needs help on that line. They need to share something up. It's probably the linebackers that probably need to collapse in a little bit better. But needs to say they gave 17 points in regulation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that almost should have been enough to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because Daniel Jones threw one interception in the red zone. He or was it two? It might have been
He
two. I
threw
think
two
he threw
interceptions.
two interceptions. One was in the red zone when they were moving the ball downfield,
Mm-hmm.
which is this is the part that kills them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, Graham Gano missed the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like so they'd been moving the ball in the second half because the first half came, they couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't do anything. But in the first half is when Graham Gano missed the field goal, and also Daniel Jones threw that interception in the red zone. Um, that basically took points off again. But the Giants go into the half. Was it 14-0? I think it was
They were
14-0
down
at
10
half.
nothing at half.
10-0 at half. They get the ball back. You think, all right, let's go. We get the ball back. It didn't go well. I think that was the one. Either I think that might have been an interception. I can't remember. But all I remember is that it just didn't go well. But with all that said, the defense was able to basically hold them, right? Hold them for most of the game. You're asking a professional defense in the NFL to hold a team to 17 points. That's good. That's fine. I
Mm-hmm.
think the league average is probably below league average in
Mm-hmm.
terms of points scored,
Yep.
right? You just have to be league average to win. And we're
Yep.
not. We're so far below league average at 15 points a game. That's pathetic. It's honestly pathetic. But all that said, they probably still had a chance to win the game. All that said, Tracy, well, that drive where Tracy, it looks like a bad play on Tracy with the interception, but that's not his fault. Daniel Jones is throwing behind players all game. That pass was back. He had to go back to get it, didn't get it, and that was a fumble. That means an interception, and rightfully so. It was a horrible pass. Man's going towards the sideline. He's going towards the sideline, and you throw it back to his back shoulder. It wasn't even a back shoulder. It was really just a bad pass behind him where the trailing defender is at. He's been the defender.
Mm-hmm.
He's already past the defender. All you have to do is lead him. But you throw it back towards the defender, almost like you were throwing it at the defender.
Mm-hmm.
And that play basically, but the Giants defense does what they have to do. They get the ball back. Daniel Jones marches down the field. He goes down. They kick a field goal, basically tie the game. I believe that was a field goal. I can't remember exactly how the points were scored. I know I know Tracy ran for a 30-something yard run for a TD.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a pass to Daniel Jones bootleg to the pylon. Daniel Jones ran a touchdown then. So there was 14. So he gets them in place for a field goal, and with I think like 4 seconds left to go in the game, Graham Gano kicks a field goal, and Giants go into overtime. Overtime. Win the coin toss, because tails never fails. Everyone should know that. Always pick tails. Always pick tails. First play of the game. First play of overtime. Tyrone Tracy Jr. gets handed the ball and just fumbles it. The ball gets punched out. It doesn't have two hands on the ball covering it. Ball gets punched out, picked up by Carolina. Carolina goes 2 downs, kicks the field goal, game over, right?
Yep.
Overtime rules. So Tracy is distraught on the sideline. I can't blame him. Understandable. But he is pretty much the only reason why we were probably in the game. He ran for over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, I get it. You're upset because you want to win and you believe that you're the cause of them losing, but you don't see Daniel Jones over on the sideline crying. The man threw 2 interceptions, right? The man threw
He's
2
numb
interceptions.
to it, that's why.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It happens, right? But you think that you are the reason that they lost, and I get it. Like I said, Malik Neighbors went through the same thing. I think in like week 1 or week 2, where he dropped the pass that they would have ran the clock out, and that would have been the end of the game. I get it. They're the rookies. They got upset. They got sad, and I get it. But Daniel Jones is the real reason they keep losing. He's the real reason they keep losing. And he goes like this. It happens. Yeah. People lose. We throw interceptions, and
I'm used to it.
On a 3rd and 1, Giants in at least field goal range. At least field goal range. The play call, I don't know if you like it. If you'd like it, the Giants are trying to be aggressive. Dave Ball has said we need to be aggressive. He goes out, starts the game off, tries to hit Wan'Dale Robinson or Jalen Hyatt for 30 yards or 4 down the field. He's trying to be aggressive. 3rd and 1. In what would be a long Graham Gano field goal, right? He goes for a flea flicker, right? Both players on that, both Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors, are as wide open as you could get, right? Like, not just NFL wide open, because NFL wide open is you got to step on the receiver. They are backyard football wide open. Me and you could have thrown that pass to those wide open receivers. If you pause it, I've seen it paused where he is back with the ball in his hand, nobody looking at him, and you see from that wide angle view Neighbors and Wan'Dale's open at this time. Basically, as soon as they give him the ball, as soon as Tracy flicks it back to him, they are wide open. All he has to do is chuck it. I don't know what he sees. I don't know what he does. Oh, I do know what he does. I do know what he does. He scrambles out to the sideline, but while it's too late, and takes a sack and gets us out of field goal range because he's a loser. So although listen, I'm upset
Uh-huh.
because as much as I I see Dave Ball's frustration, right? And this is why he's the play caller. He's dialing up the right plays, right? And that's what hurts the most. Like when they're looking at the tablet, like he's like, "Did I call the right play? Was this the right thing to do?" They look at the tablet. The tablet goes, "Well, everyone was open like I thought they would be. What happened?" And you go to Daniel Jones on the sideline. He's like, "No, I don't know that." Right? And of course, 3rd and 1, your running back is killing. You can even quarterback sneak it if you really want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really hurts. Taking that sack is dumb because
Mm-hmm.
it it
Just
no
throw it
longer
away.
even it no longer even allows you to go for it on 4th down, which I'm guaranteeing he was. That's why the flea flicker call was
Yeah,
made.
because if he
He's like, look,
misses, then you just go for it again, right? It's fourth and
you
one.
just go for it again. He takes a sack for 10 yards and takes him out of field goal range. They have to punt the ball away. Like that right there was one of the worst things I had seen from Daniel Jones. And I think at that moment in time, I had given up. I was done because they were wide open. It was the right play. He caught the right play, caught the defense slipping. It would have gone for a touchdown if he'd have went to Wandell Robinson. It would have gone for a 40-yard hitch, 30-yard hit if he'd have went to Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of them, right? But he went to no one. He took a 10-yard sack. It was the word. Well, it was horrible. But like I said, once again, Daniel Jones isn't crying on the sideline. He's not. He doesn't seem to be upset. And I guess he's even keel, and I guess that's what you want. But come on, man. You are now the direct reason we're losing games. And that's the thing about it. Like people want to say, is Dayball losing his job? Dayball can't. He can't. All he can do is call a play.
I'm jealous that you guys have Dayball.
I,
And I don't.
I,
And I think the dude's an asshole, and I'm jealous that you guys have him.
but he can call a game.
Yes, he
He can
understands what's
dial
going
up the
on.
plays on
Yep.
offense. That's the thing, and it's making him look bad because of how bad the quarterback play is right now.
I think.
Like,
I
and
think anybody with any sort of like uh, rational thought, right, can process
mhm.
that and look at the game and go, "Yeah, you can't do much with that," right? Like, you just can't.
You
I'm
can't.
sorry, you just can't. And like, and I know the offensive line was supposed to be improved this year. It's
Well, with
okay.
Andrew Thomas being out, it's
Makes
not
it
good.
tough, right?
But this week, even Evan Neal had a good PFF grade. Like
Yeah.
like they play the offensive line wasn't the reason the Giants
No, but
lost.
like you look at what the Giants are peddling out there on offense, and you're just like, what's Dayball to do, right? He's calling, like you said, he's calling the plays. They're not executing. You can't really block all that well, so it's tough there too. And your quarterback just isn't really an NFL quarterback, you know.
But
And
you're right. Like, and the thing is, the run game isn't bad,
mm,
right? So the run game has been able to give him some yardage. The
mm,
play action can work because you have a decent run game. You got a running back there getting averaging 5.2, 5.4 yards a carry,
mm-hmm.
right? In Tracy. Hey, you have a run game. You should be able to build upon that run game, but they can't. He takes dumb sacks. He just throw the ball away. Jaden Daniels is a rookie, and we watch Jaden Daniels throw the ball away. Sometimes a little late, sometimes a little late. I think he takes hits he shouldn't
he
take,
he holds
but
he
he's
holds the ball to the very last second, right?
but he throws it away. He don't take the sack. Right? And that's what he needs to be doing. And he's not doing it 6, 7 years into his
You can't
career.
teach an old dog new tricks on that one.
Apparently not.
Nope.
And I'm telling you, this is what I was telling myself. And I was like, listen, if I was Dayball, I'm running 4 quarterback draws in a row. You're gonna get this. You're gonna take a hit. You need to learn from your mistakes, sir. Because come on, you gotta do something. He was like, I think 2 for like 10 in the first. It was bad. He came out the
That first
second
half of
half and he
football
played.
was very difficult to watch.
Oh my god, he was bad.
I mean, both
And he
sides. It was the Panthers and the
oh
Giants, and you're just like, oh man, I got up at 8 o'clock in the morning to watch this.
yeah, but at least it offered me the rest of the day. Sunday was great. I went outside and played basketball and volleyball with the kids
Mm-hmm.
because it was over fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was over fast.
Ripping off the
But
band-aid.
but listen, we lost to the Panthers. We said last week that should get you fired, and the one person who should be fired is Daniel Jones. We learned it should be getting someone
Yes.
fired, and it should be Daniel Jones. But they have a bye week. They may not fire anybody. He needs to not come back out there and play.
Yeah.
Then at this point in time, if he played so bad in the first half. If he did not come out to start the second half, I would not have been upset.
Yeah.
And had they not been playing the Panthers, he probably wouldn't have come
Yeah.
out. They figured the Giants thought that the Panthers are the Panthers the entire game. Like, we'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
the
The
Panthers
Panthers
weren't
are the
good.
Panthers. They weren't good. The Giants just found a way to be worse
Yeah.
in on that day. Um, and yeah, it stinks, but Tankathon has us as the number 2
Yep, you guys are number 2.
behind
It's
Jacksonville, which is kind of
strength of
which is
schedule is what the problem is.
yeah. But Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is injured.
Yeah.
They're running Mac Jones out there. I don't know how if we can catch him. I don't know if we can lose enough to catch him.
You'd think that yeah, the Mac Jones part makes it tough.
It does.
But on the plus side, they don't need a
They
quarterback.
they don't need a quarterbacks, and they play the Titans. They might be able to get a win against the Titans,
Yeah.
right? so
Yeah, but the
so
Titans are
it's
2-7 though. Right? So,
not good. It's so bad. It's so bad.
yeah.
But whatever. Whatever. I don't know quarterbacks out there. Shadir Sanders is actually playing really good ball.
Sure.
So I'm
Kid
not
from
sure.
Miami looks good too. I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head.
Listen, I not too worried, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Dayball sees a guy he likes, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't see a guy he likes, I'm pretty sure they won't draft the quarterback. But, and we could talk about this later, I think the Giants' next quarterback is on the Steelers. Their interim quarterback is on the Steelers right now. Whether it's Fields, whether it's Wilson, the Giants' next interim quarterback is on the Steelers right now.
I think it's really interesting because both those guys, this is the end of their contract. They're both free agents at the end of the
Yes.
season.
And yep.
The
Yep.
Steelers are the Steelers going to want to dish out a bunch of money for Russ? Like maybe they'll get him like a couple years. Like Russ is what 35, 36. Like he's not.
He's still got 2-3 more years.
Yeah. But
He's so, and that's all you. 35 years old, turned 35 this year.
right.
So he's got 3 good years left, and that could get him a decent contract
Yeah.
for 3 years. And if I was the Pittsburgh Steelers, I may do it.
Yeah.
They've got Fields. They had Fields. They know what they have in Fields. They're seeing what they have in Russ. They tried them both out.
And Russ has been playing really well. So
Russ has been playing
hard to
well.
argue with that, right? And
It is.
And if Russ gets them into the playoffs and they get a playoff win or 2, or
Mhm.
what if they make the AFC champ? What if they make the stinking Super Bowl? Like,
Yeah.
what if that happens? Like, I know it feels like a long shot because
of the Chiefs and the Ravens, but they're ahead of the Ravens right now
they're
on
ahead of
the
Ravens,
standings.
But, I mean, they haven't played the Ravens yet though either. So
This week.
yeah,
This
so
week.
we'll see. But I was going to ask you about that. Like, are there free agents? And Pittsburgh's got
It's
2.
on that team. It's on that team somewhere. But whoever they don't want, the Giants need to go for.
I think
Right.
Dayball with Fields would be interesting.
It would be.
Um,
It would be interesting.
God, it would crush my soul if he went to the Giants and was good.
But the thing is, it's to me that's what it is. Like I look around, especially if Dayball goes into the draft and doesn't see doing his tape, doesn't see a quarterback that he likes. You got to get one because you can't go another year with Daniel Jones. He's cuttable after next year.
Yep.
You cut him, you go out, you get a quarterback who Fields is not going to be cheap. He might have a market for him. I don't know who.
I think he'll be cheap.
he'll be cheaper than Daniel Jones is, but he's a free agent. So you're bidding with whomever
You might be able to get him
else
on
is out
on
there.
like a try it out flyer deal,
Season, yeah, like a
maybe
one
like a 2 year
season,
deal, one guaranteed, and it's 18 million.
like what they did with like a Geno Smith deal when he
Geno
first got to
Smith or like
Seattle.
Baker Mayfield got, like
Yeah, you get that one, and if we like you, and if you work in our system, we'll give you a
yeah.
longer term deal.
Because
Which I'm not upset about. I'm not
I
upset
wouldn't I
about.
wouldn't be upset about it either.
You're talking about if you go and get Fields, which to me, and I'm saying Fields because I'm assuming that Russell Wilson is the guy that they want to go by. But if he's not, and they want to go with Fields, then you get Russ.
Yeah,
Like,
Russ
like
is just
that's.
sitting there. Yeah,
But Russ cost you.
Russ will cost more. Yeah,
Russ cost you. So it's just a matter of that. Does Pittsburgh want to pay the money that it's going to take to bring to for Russ? Because it's going to cost you more than it's going to cost you if you have but wait, how much of the don't what's name still owe him a ton of money?
no, I think that is done after this year.
Okay.
But I want to say so.
He
Russell,
just signed a contract. Like
the one
he
year
was
like minimal deal sort of thing.
yeah, too but I mean he had just signed the contract with the Broncos. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
he played so he still gets money from them. It may not be
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So maybe he's willing to take a
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. But I bet if it comes down to it, he doesn't want to go to another team. At this point in time, Russ would probably want to stay with Pittsburgh, but it's just a
Especially if
matter
it's
of what
successful.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
just a matter of what Pittsburgh wants.
Russ has played 3 games for the Steelers. He's thrown 6 touchdowns. He's almost become the quarterback on the Steelers who's thrown the most touchdowns since Roethlisberger left. Like I think he's got to throw 8 or 10, and then he'll be the most.
Like that's all he does.
I know.
Like he's a 20 touchdown guy.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get the yardage. But he's a 20 touchdown guy. His career, I think we looked at it. He had 1 year where he didn't throw over 24
It was
touchdowns.
that first year in Denver. Yep.
In Denver. So it's just so listen, I'm at this point where I've been beaten numb, right? I'm numb. I'm numb to the Giants. And
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. It's fine because I don't hate our future. I know some people have said it. I think Shane came out and said we are 2-8, but our talent says we should be more. Whatever that means. That means I am a GM. I drafted the talent. I think we have a better team than that. That's what that is. But I look at the team, and we still do need more wide receivers. We have not hit Jalen Hyatt has not been the guy for whatever reason. I don't know if he's just not a good practice guy, and they don't. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I think they said the Giants are the only team with 2 guys with over 50 receptions.
Hmm.
Both Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson both have over 50 receptions on the year. And yesterday, I think one had 8 and the other one had like 9 receptions. But they can't go, they're not going deep.
No.
They're just possession
Volume,
reception.
yeah.
Yeah, because we can't go deep. But still, I do like Wan'Dale Robinson. That's why the Jalen Hyatt thing, when we drafted Jalen Hyatt, I was like, you just drafted that guy the year before that. Why'd you get Hyatt? They play pretty much the same position. So I didn't understand it, but I like Wan'Dale Robinson. I think Neighbors is good. Theo Johnson is going to get better. He's still a rookie. And I like Tyrone Tracy. I like that. And I actually like the pieces that they put on the offensive line with Andrew Thomas. I don't hate the team. I don't hate it. I do hate the quarterback at this point in time.
That's fair.
So that's where I'm at. I'm just like, hey, listen, we're gonna stink this year. It's obvious. We stink. No one expected us to be good, and we're not good. Oh well. So what?
It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm beating them. And I've wasted most of our time so far talking about the Giants. I hand the floor to you, my good man.
I don't want it.
It's a cathartic. You feel it. It's definitely it helps, sir, to get it off your chest.
I don't care. I do
Oh no,
not
they beat
care
you numb too.
anymore. I don't care
You've been
anymore.
beat.
Dude, I texted you. I'm going grocery shopping. After the first punt of the second half, I'm like, I can't watch this shit anymore. And the thing that sucks is the Packers were on bye last week. So that means the grocery store is crowded. Because people usually I go when the Packers are playing. And it's like, okay, it's me and people that don't care about football.
How dare the Bears do that to you? Make you go grocery shopping it as a packed store.
Yeah. I went to Walmart and I suffered. I suffered the consequences of going to Walmart, and it was crowded. Uh, the Bears are terrible. They look like they don't want to be out there on the field.
Some
Uh,
of the players definitely look like they don't want to be out there.
there was a play in this game. I don't even want to talk about it too much because they got whooped by the. They put up 3 points.
Three.
They had 4 possessions in the first half that started on the Patriots 48, their own 48, their own 40.
What?
Three straight possessions that ended in
They couldn't get 2 first downs.
that ended in 3 punts. Yes. They look terrible. The offense, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, Shane Waldron got fired. Hooray. That's half of the problem right there. So Shane Waldron gets fired. He can't call a play. It's almost like he's just got a list of plays and he goes, all right, this one. All right, this one. All right, this one. And there's no rhyme or reason for him. It's like, okay, this one. All right, this one. All right, give him a vanilla play. All right, give him a bullshit play that makes no sense. How about a triple flea flicker on 2nd and 2? Right? Like these things don't make any sense. Right? Nothing has any sense. How about a slow developing play where we need a single yard? How about this? How about that? But we can't block anybody, so let's do an empty backfield with 4 wide receivers. Right? Like it's like it doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense. Run the ball? Pshaw, we can't run the ball. We only got 3 running backs, and they traded Khalil Herbert last week. Like so, they don't got anything, right? They got nothing. Caleb Williams looks lost out there, and I know what the problem is. It hit me this week, and I probably talked about it 100 times last year. Eberflus's coaching style, his MO, his mantra, is every possession ends with a kick, whether it's a field goal, an extra point, or a punt.
Or a pointer.
No turnovers, no interceptions. Justin Fields.
He's scared to throw. He's scared to throw one.
He has gotten to the point where his ultra conservative dumbass is putting a cork on a bottle that's like it's a fizzy bottle. Let him go out there and play football. He didn't let Justin
and correct his mistakes after he makes them. Yeah. Don't scare him into making those mistakes.
I'll say this. So they went to London and he threw 4 touchdowns and he had a great game. They had a bye week. He's come back 3 consecutive games. You know how many turnovers he's had?
0.
You know how many what they categorize as big time throws he's had?
0.
1.
Okay.
1 big time throw. The man is very good at short and intermediate throws. He's not even hitting those right now. He's having a very difficult time. And then we had this is the only offensive play I want to talk about. They had a 3rd and 1. I want to say it was a 3rd and 1. All sorts of motion. Had DJ Moore in like this orbit motion that goes back around the back. Snap. Quick screen to DJ Moore. He gets it. Keenan Allen has a singular job, and that is to block the man in front of him. Keenan Allen is looking at DJ Moore. He turns around, and the dude ran past him and hit DJ Moore. If he blocks that man, all people are blocked, and DJ Moore is a yak machine, man. That dude will run, and he may have gotten a 40-yard touchdown out of that. But Keenan Allen is sitting there looking back at DJ Moore. That's not your job. Your job is not to look at DJ Moore. Your job is to block.
He's like, what are you looking at me for?
You're supposed to block that motherfucker right in front of you. And he didn't block him. He didn't lay a hand on him. He looked back at him, looked up. The dude was already level shoulders with him. And then so Keenan Allen just turns around and goes, "Oh,
my bad, guys."
I told you 4 or 5 weeks ago. If Keenan Allen were to be traded, I
He
don't
won't be
know.
there next year though.
No, he's
So
on a 1 year deal, but
yeah.
they should have found somebody to give him a fourth or fifth round for him. They gave up a fourth, get back a fifth. I don't even care. Like the dude might be the nicest guy ever, but he's doing nothing.
Hmm.
He's doing nothing, and he gets a bulk of the targets for some reason. I
Does get a lot of
I
targets.
don't get it, and
I don't like it.
he's not open. And like you watch some of the plays, the throws he gets. Caleb Williams is throwing a 700-mile-an-hour missile into a window this big to Keenan Allen to get 6 yards. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. But then if you look at it, no one is open. There was a play where Rome Odunze and Cole Kmet were both on the right side. They both ran the exact same route and they were 3 yards apart from one another. Why? Who draws that up? Who draws that up?
Well,
He's not on the team anymore.
Thomas was the passing game coordinator. Your new OC was the passing game coordinator. He probably draws those up.
I don't know. I don't know who draws them, but yeah, good luck. I don't care. I'm at the point where I don't care. The only thing I'm worried about is don't break Caleb Williams.
Spiritual, like his mental or
All
physically,
all
or
of it.
all of it. Correct.
Don't break
But you know,
Caleb Williams.
he seems like he's the type that he won't break easy.
The thing about Caleb Williams is I think he's smarter than Eberflus. Like he seems smarter than his situation. The dude's a smart kid. He's smarter than his situation.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he's got to know that Eberflus is not it. I think that whole team knows that Eberflus is not it.
I think they do.
I guarantee Ryan Poles knows that Eberflus is not it. But I think they're stuck in this position because of George McCaskey, the acting president of the Chicago Bears. Well, we can't pay two head coaches when one isn't on the team. They have not won a single playoff game since he became the acting president 12 years ago.
It's tough.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And he's like, well, I'm just a fan. I don't want to be involved in the football. Well, your fandom is causing some sort of problem because every human being on earth, including everybody in football media, everybody in the football world, and then Las Vegas, knows that Eberflus should have been ejected somewhere in the middle of the second season or at the end of the second season. But they're like, well, we can't pay this guy for 3 years and another guy for 5. Fuck. Just be a football team. Be a
You're nickel and dime,
franchise.
man. You're nickel and dime for no
franchise.
reason.
Understand that this isn't working and you're causing more harm than you are. And I was all last year. You know, all last year I wanted to fire Eberflus. And when they kept him, I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. I get no say in it, so I only have to go for the ride. So maybe he'll figure it out. And then at a point, I was like, maybe he is figuring it out. Like that was my whole thing. Like, oh, their defense has been really strong. The man's a bum slayer. He hasn't beat anybody, and I'm scared as hell. I am scared. I don't want to watch the football game this week. It is the damn Packers coming off of a bye week, going to Chicago, and Chicago has not scored a touchdown in 24 straight possessions.
Mm.
It's not. I don't know what's going to happen, and well, I know what's going to happen because I've seen enough Bears Packers games. There's going to be a Packer just sitting 25 yards downfield with no one around him on at least 7 plays this game, and 3 of those will turn into touchdowns. I guarantee it. Oh, Jordan Love's going to get sacked. Oh, no, he won't. He's going to bounce it off of his helmet 30 yards downfield and it's going to land in somebody's hands. It's going to suck, and I'm going to hate it.
I foresee Moore getting 8 targets just to be the opposite of whatever the OC was doing before. Like
I hope to. You know who needs targets? Cole Kmet. You know who needs
Cole
targets?
Kmet hasn't got many.
DJ Moore. You know who else needs targets? Rome Odunze. You know who else needs targets? DeAndre Swift. You know who needs fewer targets? And if he wasn't on the field, I'd be fine with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen doesn't need to be out there so much, and he's out there a ton. And he doesn't run fast routes. He doesn't run crisp routes. And when he's open, there is a 50, it feels like a 50-50 chance it's going to bounce off
He
his
might
hands.
drop it. He's been dropped. He's got the drops.
It's like he
Oh
doesn't care.
man,
He doesn't want to be there. And
I can see that.
I don't, if you don't want to be there and play, I don't want you to be there. And now here's the thing. Like the last 3 weeks have been just absolute hell to be a Bears fan. Because it's all these Bears guys, they have all their weekly radio appearances and stuff like that, and they're all getting asked the same questions. Has the
Mhm.
team given up? Do people not practice hard? Are there people that work harder? And they're all the same. And I don't want to say anything, or that's a silly question, right? Like they all know it is what it is, but they're not gonna you know
Yeah, yeah.
they're not gonna rat out their teammates, right? It's an in-house sort of thing. But you'd think, what's the problem? What is the disconnect? I guarantee Eberflus is not a head coach. He's not a head coach. He's just not a head coach. He's never been a head coach. He's just you see a football head coach, you're like, oh, that guy's really smart. He knows football. He's a head coach. There's like, oh man, that guy's really a football guy. He's just a head coach. Man, it's not Eberflus. And
Mhm.
and they tried to package him up with a fancy beard and and a haircut, and they gave like they
They
spent
tried
so
to
much
make
time with Eberflus during Hard Knocks to make Eberflus, oh, he's competent. He's not. He's not competent. Oh, he talked to Nick Saban. Look, he's standing behind Caleb Williams just like Nick Saban used to do.
Yeah, that was.
He's not Nick Saban. I would have rather they fired Eberflus on the spot and hired Nick Saban when he was in the building. They should have not let Nick Saban go. Nick, I know you're retired, and now you're working for ESPN, and I know you failed miserably as an NFL head coach. But could you be a head coach for this year, please? Like, I don't care. I'm so done
You
with it.
done?
And I don't want to watch the game this weekend. And I live in Wisconsin. And holy cow, it's going to be hell. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. I. It could be rough. It could be. What happened to the defense? What? How did the Patriots do what they
The
did?
Patriots only
Like
scored 19 points. They didn't do anything.
it's probably below season average as well.
19 points. Like the Bears have only allowed one
Yeah.
team to score over 21 points, and that was last week to whoever that garbage team they played last week. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who they played. It doesn't matter. Like that was the Arizona. Arizona ran all over. Right?
Yeah.
That was the most anyone scored on the Bears defense in like 16 games. Okay, great. Patriots, if you allow
Yeah.
19 points, you should win.
Because league average should be around 20, 21 points a game.
Especially when you were playing the 2-7 Patriots, who have statistically one of the worst defenses in football. You should score points, and they did not. They couldn't make first downs. Hey, do you know which team leads the league in false starts with 19 and has already had their bye week? The Bears. The Bears. So they're gonna finish with like 40 false starts this season.
Oh,
They're terrible.
man.
They're poorly coached. They're terrible. I don't. It's going to be a real tough Sunday. And then if it's as tough as I anticipate it being, I can't watch TV all week. Like I can't even watch pre-games, post-games, halftime reports. I can't watch any of those things. I can't watch the morning football talk shows. I can't do any of that stuff. I can't listen to the radio. I can't do anything. And I deleted Twitter, so thank God. So, I mean, nobody talks about football on Blue Sky or Threads, so I got that going for me.
Oh man, you just gotta let it wash over you. Like, do you see the calmness in my face?
Oh,
You see, I've let it. It's just washed. It's washed
the
over
thing is,
me.
I was fine. I wasn't even thinking about the Bears the last 2 days, and now I had to come in here and talk about the Bears. And I'm all fired up. I'll probably be up to 1 o'clock in the morning, like all jittery, like I drank a cup of coffee. I can't do it.
Oh man, yeah, it's rough. It's been rough going, man. I honestly, I saw my team going this route pretty early on, but I did not see your team going this route. I saw the Bears'
They were
trajectory
4-2
going.
3
I
games
saw
ago.
I saw it going this way, and I honestly can't believe where
No,
they're at because
no one can.
they don't look good.
They
And
went to London, destroyed Jacksonville, and then had the bye week. And then they looked bad,
it
but
got worse.
they almost beat the Commanders. They looked bad,
Yep.
but they almost eked out a win. And then the
Hail
Hail Mary
Mary.
is the equivalent of the double doink. It's going to go down in history.
And the thing that broke him, it
The
broke
yeah.
Eberflus.
There's that picture of Matt Nagy going, well, during the double doink, right? Like his
Yeah.
brain is dripping out of his ear. Same thing happened to Eberflus. Eberflus did everything wrong in 5 seconds of football, and it broke the season. It broke the season because he did everything wrong, and every player on that team, all 60 players, said, "Man, he fucked that up." Right? And the players fucked it up too, right? And that's the
They
part that
did.
sucks. But it's the head coach's responsibility to realize, oh my God, we're fucking this up. Time out. We only got 3 of them. We got 3 of them, and we can't take them home. Time out. Right? Didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then after the game, Eberflus goes, I think I did everything right. Basically, right? To summarize, I didn't make any mistakes. That was the right thing to do. And he always does that. He's never said, I need to be better. He's never said, oh, I need to figure this out. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. It's always like, well, we're not executing the way we're supposed to. And what does that say? The players aren't doing their job. I'm calling the right plays. You guys suck, right? That's what it is. And good head coaches, you know when you see them, they go, it starts with me. I got to figure this out. And even if they know it's not their fault, it's on the players for not executing. They always say it starts with me. Every one of them.
This will go back to, and this is why Dave Ball needs to stay. At the end of the press conference,
Mm-hmm.
they asked Dave Ball about the flea flicker.
He said, I called the wrong
he
play.
ate it. He ate that. He didn't say I called the right play.
Yeah.
The guys were open.
We got to execute.
He said
he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. He ate it, and I was like, we all know it wasn't your fault, sir. We all know. We all know. Thank you for saying it. And I see you still protecting your quarterback, who you know is not the future of your team.
I mean,
he knows that guy is not the future, but he's still on your team.
Those guys have to know that your head coach has got your back, especially in front of the camera, especially when all the people are and he's the New York media. This is a damn Chicago media, which is like 1A and 1B as far as like ruthless sports medias go. And I got Eberflus whistling through the gap in his teeth going, it's not my fault. Fuck you. Can't handle it. I can't handle it anymore. The man should have been fired in the middle. He should have been fired last year when they lost to the Broncos. He should have been fired last year when they lost to.
So I saw that your guys letting go of your offensive coordinator is the first time since like the 1970s that you've let a coordinator or a coach go mid-season.
Well, except for last year when we had to keep firing them for HR problems. Had like 3 coordinators they had to let go last year.
That's different.
But we got good culture in our building, even though we got 3 coordinators. One who
get called into HR.
It's still a damn mystery why he left. Remember, I got to deal with family problems, and like they never addressed it. They never said, "Oh, there's this." But like we got Pat McAfee. I heard the FBI was raiding the Bears' Hallis Holiday. Right? You got that shit going on. We are such a. Oh God, I hate that the face of our franchise is that goofy vanilla pudding eating motherfucker. Man, I hate him. That's it's too spicy with the banana. Right? That's what he is. And vanilla pudding's good. And I don't mean to be putting down vanilla pudding and liking that because I enjoy it. But he's vanilla because banana's too spicy and chocolate's too exotic. Right? I can't do it. I hate it. He probably dips white bread in it. And that's what I hate. He is the worst. I cannot. Oh, man. If they fire him at the end of the season, I might coordinate a parade. I might see what it takes to coordinate a parade, or at least a giant.
Get the permits, get the city permits.
Get a giant Eberflus pinata and have everybody come beat the crap out of it. Chicago Bears invited, right? Like whatever. I don't get it. I can't wait till it's over with. And if they don't fire him this offseason, it's going to be equally terrible next season.
They have no choice.
They have to.
Yeah. I don't want to keep you don't want to keep doing it to your young quarterback, but by getting rid of the OC, it's already happened.
Yes.
It's already happened. So now the only thing left to do is to get rid of your head coach in the last day of the game of the season.
But
After the last game of the season, you got to get rid of him.
but it's not even like this is the last straw. His performance as a head coach has been absolutely terrible. I believe this was his 28th loss in 2.5 seasons. Right? First season,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of got to give him a little pass because it was a clear and evident tankathon. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Once they realized, hey, we're not good, we're going to be bad. Right? Now, last year, failure. This year, just the collapse has been
It's
unfathomable. There,
it's because of where the expectations were as a result of what they're showing right now. Right? I I know you were feeling it, but honestly, I was believing that this is it. They have turned the corner.
yeah.
They have assembled one of the best rosters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know Caleb is a question mark, but if he's just half
Trending up.
decent,
It's all trending up.
it's all trending up. And that defense was world class.
Yep.
Is world class.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, there's the only thing you can look at as the general manager right now.
Mm-hmm.
You put the team together. You put you put all the ingredients together, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got A1 ingredients across the board.
Yeah.
And somehow the chef just handed you a pile of poop. You're like, this is what I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
You got top steak. You got Wagyu beef over there.
That's what I was gonna say. That this man is
that tuna is
returning a well done
thousands
Wagyu.
of dollars.
Yeah.
And you birthed it. You birthed it. That's both the tuna and the Wagyu. Tuna was supposed to be served raw. He birthed that. And the Wagyu is just a puck.
Yep.
You're like, I put everything that you needed in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I told you the seasons to use. I don't know. I did what I was supposed to do. They messed up. They cooked themselves.
Yeah.
The steak cooked itself until it was a hockey
The
puck.
steak on the pan was not executing the way it was supposed to. The steak on the
Exactly.
grill. And then the tuna, I don't know. And that's a really because the tuna is supposed to be raw, right? Or rare. Right?
Yes.
It's supposed to be nice rare. And the thing is, it's like you give it to them and they just don't know how to do it. They don't know. They put things in the wrong spots. I'm sorry, I put that tuna on 1,000-degree flat top, and I mean, you should have seen it before I scraped it off there. Like, God bless it, man. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. And the fact they were 4-2, and this like, oh man, they have a front-loaded easy schedule. The first 9 games, they should possibly come out at 7-2, 6-3, and then you're primed to fight it out with your conference. Well, guess what? They were set to go 7-2, 6-3, and they shit the bed hard. And they don't look prepared. They have not looked prepared once under Eberflus. They never look prepared coming out of the bye. They don't look prepared coming out of half. They don't look prepared going into the first half. Here's another stat for the Bears, all you Bears heads out there. Guess how many times the Bears have scored first in their games this season? Never. They've never scored.
It's been rough.
They've never scored first once in a game this season. 9 games, they have always scored maybe the third or fourth score. They've never been first score.
I saw
they've
that.
never taken the lead in a game in the first quarter. They've only scored like 10 points in the first quarter all year. It's pathetic. I hate it, and I'm done.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
And Drake May wasn't good.
It wasn't great.
Caleb Williams
great.
wasn't good. Like, it's not like New England went out there and like, oh man, they crushed us good. New England eked out 19 points. They had 1 touchdown and 4 field goals. Woo! 4 field goals. That's you get that you beat 4 if you can hold 4 possessions to field goals, all you need is 2 touchdowns.
That's it.
Come on,
Yep.
Bears. All right. What else happened last week?
Was
there anything good? Oh, the Ravens
Uh,
Bengals game, that was good.
that was good.
Oh,
Early Thursday
man,
good.
Thursday game.
Thursday good.
Lamar Jackson is the MVP undoubtedly. He's going to have to like not play the rest of the season to not get MVP. And I don't know how
And
anybody can not say otherwise.
and and the funny thing is, they don't want to give it to him.
Yes,
Like it's
because all
just
sports.
because, yeah. But for me, it's because like 3-time MVP. Come on, man. No, it's hard back to back. Really, three. But there is no one playing at the level that he is playing at. At one point in time, you might have been able to find someone that you can snake it from him and give it to someone else. At this point in time, there is no one you can accidentally give
The
it to.
only person you can maybe like
It's Derrick
is Derrick
Henry.
Henry. He's on the same
It's
team,
Derrick
right? Like
Henry.
I
But
keep seeing people like Jaden Daniels isn't only the rookie of the year; he's the MVP. No, he isn't. Sorry, he's not even close to Lamar Jackson. Not even
mm-mm.
close. Like, oh,
that's what Mike Tomlin said. Hold on now.
yes, slow down.
Hold
Lamar
on
is
now.
literally one of one. And yeah, they're in the same division. Yeah, they play him next week. But I bet you if you asked him in the offseason, he'd say the same thing. Like, no,
Exactly.
Lamar is a unicorn. There's nothing else like Lamar. Like Mahomes is a unicorn, but Lamar is the best football player on earth. And you could
Yes.
put him in any position and he would excel. But the fact that he does it at the quarterback position and does it so stinking well is it's unmatched. You just can't do it.
And the thing I love about Lamar, the Lamar that we first got in the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
that guy's I don't know who that guy is
Doesn't
anymore.
exist anymore. Yeah.
He doesn't exist anymore. 6 years in, 7 years in, he has evolved his game into something that is the best football player in the world.
Yeah.
Like it used to be, all right, I'm running immediately. Now it's no, I'm just
I don't want to
he
run.
got that. I don't want to run. He's got that sixth sense to where he knows when the rush is coming from. He knows where the rush is coming from. He's strong enough to take off one arm. And if you let him run around, he is going to find the open guy.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous at this point in time. Like, and having Henry there is just stupid. It's
Yes.
just
It's
dumb.
unfair. It's unfair, but
But
in
yeah,
like
he
the best
went.
way possible. It's like unfair to
Yeah.
other teams. But I
Yes.
mean, it's within the rules for sure. The only thing that
And
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no.
Honestly,
That's
the
it.
only thing
Go
that's
ahead.
going to stop the Ravens is they can't play defense. The thing that they've been known for their entire like existence, they do not play. Their pass defense is terrible, and they do not rush the passer.
They don't care. Like it looks like they don't
I think
care.
they
It's
do
like,
care, but they look rough. It's bad. They have to.
well, the Bengals, let's just say the Bengals are the Bengals. They still have Burrow, they still have Chase. They're a good offensive team.
Yeah.
They're not a good defensive team, but they're a good offensive team. So them putting up 34 points, I'm not
But
worried. But the rest of those games that they played, they haven't played good defense, but they haven't had to play defense. They've been up so much by third quarter that they just literally sit back and feels like they're in prevent defense for most of the game.
they're sitting on
Like
three
they're
losses though. Like
early. Their first two were
I
early.
understand, but they're still
And
70-30.
one they lost by a toe.
Yeah.
That first game, they lost by a toe.
Yes.
Then they lost to who they lose to the
The
second game.
Raiders, I think.
Yeah, that one was dumb. I don't know how that happened. And then they lost recently.
Yeah. But it's still three losses on the
It's
books,
three.
right? And they have two teams ahead of them, which makes it tough to get that home field advantage for the playoffs, right? They still
Oh
got
yeah,
the Chiefs
no.
ahead of them, and they got the damn Steelers ahead of them. But
hmm
the
The Steelers they play two
they still play
times.
two times. But
They
man,
they play two times.
they started 0-2, and I said it then. They're the only 0-2 team I'm not worried about. But
Yeah.
they're so good. He's so good. Lamar's so good, and he's going to get the MVP. And if he doesn't get the MVP, it is a legitimate, concentrated effort, collusion to not give it to him.
It is. That's the one reason why I keep saying they're looking for someone else to give the
Mm-hmm.
MVP to. Like, but at one point in time, I thought, can Sam Darnold get the MVP from?
That's what people. That's
Because
what people were like. Oh, maybe Sam Darnold's good. No,
no, Nope, he's regressed. He's doing that. Goff, as well as the Lions are doing, no, because at this point in time, I'm only saying quarterbacks because we still know the MVP is
Mm-hmm.
a quarterback award. That's why it would be weird, not out of the realm of possibility, because if Derrick Henry can have a 2,000-yard season with 20 touchdowns, that's an MVP season.
Yes.
That's an MVP season, right?
Yes, it is.
But I think his pace has slowed down. I don't think he's on the pace of 2,000 yards
Well,
anymore
until he gets 200 yards next game, and then
until he gets
and then
200
he's on
yards.
pace for
Correct.
2,100 yards, right? Like,
But if he was to have one of the best statistical seasons that a running back has ever had in history,
mm-hmm.
that might be reason to give him the first MVP a running backs had since Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I can see that because
Mm-hmm.
they're, like I said, they're looking for someone. But Lamar's going to have what's he on pace for? 40, 50 touchdowns?
He's on pace for 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns passing, 900 yards rushing. He's on pace for a ton.
That's what I'm saying. But none of it would make him one of the best seasons of a quarterback, right? If he
really
was
darn close.
it'd be close with the rushing yards. With the rushing yards and the rushing touchdowns, it'd be close. But we're gonna be putting, if Derrick Henry gets 2,100 yards and 20 touchdowns, that's
hard too. Yeah,
that's
tough.
difficult.
Got,
That's that.
yeah, and then you're like, well, maybe they split the votes, the Raven votes, even though I think that's stupid. And then like somebody like Josh Allen sneaks in, getting only like a third of the first place votes or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which is possible, but like because Josh Allen's having a great year too.
He
He's
is.
having a great year, but he's not having a Lamar year.
He's not having a Lamar year.
Jackson deserves the MVP for two specific plays. The one where he rolled out and ragdolled that dude off to the side and threw the touchdown. And then this last week where he ran 30 yards in the wrong direction to Tecmo Bowl the Cincinnati Bengals and loop back around. The whole defense was behind him, and then gets it back. He gets it down. What did he score? I don't know if he scored on that one or got down to the one.
Nope.
Either way.
Yep.
It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life because he was.
They were like Lamar runs 59 yards to get like 12. Yeah. Like that was the total net was only 12, but he total yards ran 59.
Because he ran so. It was video game. He ran back that way. The whole defense all dove at one spot, and then he ran back the other way, and that was it. Oh yeah, no. We talk a lot about Lamar and Derrick Henry every week because they're the best.
Because every week they put
football.
He puts up a lot of points.
They're the best things in football, without unquestionably.
But yeah, they won in overtime.
Yep.
In overtime, so
Ravens? No, they won regular.
Was it regular season?
Yeah,
regular season.
Okay. Because the Bengals went for 2.
Yeah,
the win.
They did that.
And yeah, there might have been an illegal hands to the face or face mask.
It was a lot. It was a lot on that drive. On that play.
The refereeing.
It was a holding.
It was so bad this year because it's either they're calling everything or they're calling nothing, and I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, it was a lot on that play.
But whatever.
What other game
Bills
you want to talk
the
about?
Colts. Chiefs continue to be unbeaten thanks to a blocked field goal on the last play. It's not like the Broncos are good. They scored 14 points in the second quarter and then almost won because the Chiefs. I don't know, man. Like they just win.
They do enough.
They just win.
They do enough to win.
Yeah, and like
that can't be sustainable.
They won a Super Bowl last year, and they won a Super Bowl the year before, doing the same thing.
No, sometimes they look like world beaters. Sometimes they don't look. No one is scared of them.
I don't know why they wouldn't be. Everybody should be scared of them because all they do is win. They're 9-0.
That's like we are who they thought they are. Like you don't think the Broncos is like we let them off the hook. You don't think exactly. You don't think the Broncos feel like they should have had that one win. And there's probably like 4 other teams that they beat that feel the exact same.
I bet there's 9. I mean, Lamar said it the first week.
Yep, if that's the best they're gonna play,
they beat you. Uh,
They definitely did.
hmm. Another two-win team got a win this week. The Saints, they beat the Falcons
Oh my God,
somehow.
yeah.
I I didn't watch it. I did watch a little bit of the next game. The 49ers eked out a win in Tampa Bay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
our guy Baker Mayfield
Mm-hmm.
had one of my favorite plays of the year so far. That wasn't Lamar Jackson. He's rolling out right, stiff arming Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa just like I can't get.
And he's just holding his arm.
It's like
He's
I
he
can't get closer. What's going on? Like I almost feel
I didn't get
I
it.
almost feel like Baker went Hail Hydra, and he's like, oh,
Because
and so
my thing was, you are moving your feet forward to go with him.
yeah,
You have his arm. Just stop.
yeah,
Like, there's no way Baker Mayfield is pulling Nick Bosa.
he was,
No way.
and then
No, Nick was just moving with him like a fool.
and then Baker.
Well, Joey, I don't know what Bosa it is.
It's Joey Bosa's the crybaby on the Chargers.
Chargers.
Nick Bosa's the crybaby on the 49ers. But Baker then he hits the dude for the first down. Like it was a great play. Like I don't understand how it happened. I watched it several times.
Yes, and it makes no
And
sense.
just like Saquon jumping over backwards. It made no sense either. And I watched it, but like it was different kinds of awe while I was watching both of them. It's like, how's this even possible?
There's no way. Baker's like 5'10".
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. So like I don't know, but Baker I'll go back to it, man. The Giants should have signed Baker Mayfield that year. I just think they should have done it. Let DJ walk, hit the streets. But Baker's doing this thing in Tampa Bay. They lost. They probably should have won, but they didn't. And I mean, the 49ers missed like 3 field goals, right?
Yeah,
And
they were fighting.
Debo
Fighting
Samuel's yelling
on
at
this-
Jake Moody. It's
at
like,
the long snapper.
yeah, well, the long
Well,
snapper
no, he
tried
was
to get
yelling at-
away. He was yelling at Jake Moody.
Yes, he punched the long snap.
Yes. Pull your weight. Steelers beat the Commanders.
Whoa,
Mike Tomlin.
that was a good game.
Yeah, I've watched the last play of that game several times too. Because it was what like 3rd and 3 or something like that, and the Commanders have no timeouts, and Russ goes out there, hard counts him, gets the rookie to jump off sides, gets an encroachment out of it, 5 yards, nude set it down.
Game up. The thing about that play is, right, and I said it. You know that's what they're doing,
Yes,
right?
just sit still.
Just sit still.
Yes.
Just sit still.
Yep.
And they was like, would you go for it on 4th down? And he was like, you'll never know.
Yeah. Don't matter now. There was no 4th
That's
down.
exactly what he said. You'll never know.
I love the sideline reaction because Tomlin goes, got him. Like you can read the lips. He says, got him, and he's walking around. He's got that strut going on. You know that Mike Tomlin has a very like I'm happy look strut to him, right? Like
Yes.
like he's not afraid to wear pride on his sleeve. He just we did it, man. He likes to taste it, right, man? And he did that, and like everybody on the Steelers just that's what they're going for. They're going for the jump. Because
that's what it's like the play working.
Yeah.
It worked.
And when it happened, they all jumped up and were celebrating because that's what they're going for. You know, it's just like, man. And the Commanders aren't bad, but now the Commanders are in second place.
Second place.
Because the damn Eagles continue to win.
Yeah, the Eagles
But they got the Cowboys,
played
so.
the Cowboys and beat them. Oh my God.
In Dallas.
Oh, I almost feel bad for the Cowboys. I don't.
No, you don't feel bad
when
for
it's
them.
close. When it's close, they are. Once again, expectations versus where they are makes it so much sweeter.
They're so bad.
So bad. Like, and so you saw the pass to CeeDee Lamb drop, right?
In the sun?
In the sun. Did you see Jerry Jones's
You
reaction?
think we don't
about
know
it?
where the sun's at in their own field?
Wait. I found out on Instagram they have shades for the sun. When concerts are there, they block them. It's not like they don't have them. They don't want to use them for football games. That is the dumbest thing. I saw pictures. They definitely have shades that cover the
You
sun
think we don't know where
for
the sun's at?
other events.
We knew where the sun was gonna be. We had the coin toss.
What it, just go, man. It's something that we're thinking about. We're noticing how much of the issue is. It's starting to cause an issue. It's something that we'll look into. It's like when the Giants had everyone tearing their ACLs on the field.
Yep.
Did they really change the field? Who knows? But they have to say something about it. They have to
You
go.
have to address it. Yeah.
It's something that we're gonna look into. We can't. We'll have some guys look into it. We'll figure out what we can do. That's all Jerry Jones has to say.
You know what?
But he's mad that they're getting smacked around on the football field, and he's getting upset.
Jerry's, what do they call it? Jerry's Palace or whatever.
Jerry's World.
Jerry's World. It's so funny. They built it east-west so the sun comes in, and then they remember when they first opened up, and then punts were kept hitting the jumbotron. It's like,
Yep.
you should know how high punts go. You're an idiot. They just designed, and
Yes.
I'm sure they thought they were so smart when they were doing it.
It's not like, and we've discussed this before, it's not like the Miami thing.
No.
Where it was designed purposely
Yes.
to give you an advantage.
Yes.
Right? This is on one side of the field where you have to go. I don't know if you notice how
Yeah.
football works.
Half of the
Both teams have to look at this.
Half the game you have to go in that direction.
Exactly. So maybe it's one of those, oh man, they have it's part of their strategy where they get to pick the side of the field because they know that at a certain time the sun's gonna be there, and they just didn't do it correctly. They didn't get to pick their side of the field. Yes. So you're only picking it just so to be out of the sun.
Yes.
So maybe they thought that, and now other teams have caught on now, and they're like, "Oh no, we'll take that."
Then they
side.
should have some sort of like moving sculpture, right? That they turn on at certain times. That takes exactly 1/4 of football to block out the sun, and then it disappears, and then it takes another quarter of football to come back down and block the sun for a quarter of football. Like, they should have something, and it should start. They should know what it is. Like, turn it on now, right? And then it just starts doing it, right? That's what they should be doing, but they don't because they're dumb.
They're dumb. They got, oh my god, they got beat bad.
Beat really bad.
Philly's wasn't even really trying.
No.
They subbed their guys out.
Kenny Pickett was out there throwing passes in the fourth quarter. Kenny Pickett. Yes. Bad news. If you are a team and you have Kenny Pickett going out there against you, you have either done one of two things. You've won in such a manner that their team has given up, but you're the Cowboys, so you know that hasn't happened. You've gotten
that did not happen.
Whooped.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about them anymore.
Nope. Vikings played the Jags and won by 5, 12-7. Sam Darnold.
4 field goals.
Yeah. And then Jaguars scored like on the first possession, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing the rest of the way. But then again, they also don't have Trevor Lawrence. But I don't think it would matter.
It would probably would.
Titans lose to the Chargers. Yep. Chargers are a well-coached team. I still don't like what's his face, but good for them.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, I'm just not a Harbaugh fan. Cardinals whooped the
Jets. This one was your pick for the NFC West.
Yes.
And
I was all for
and
them.
Currently,
and then they were shitting the bed. I'm like, I can't get back on the Cardinals bandwagon because I'm bad luck. Evidenced by my own fandoms.
But they have, in the last couple of weeks, looked really good.
You know what's going to suck? Is that Bears game is going to be some like pivotal turning point where everything clicks after that from now on. And they'll look back at the end of the season like, we were struggling, and then we played the Bears, and it's going to hit, and that's what's going to happen. And we ran the table after that.
Yeah,
they look good.
The Jets are done. I think they are mathematically eliminated. I thought maybe.
I don't think they're there yet because they're 3-7. They could still run the table and be 10-7. So.
Oh, okay.
They're not, but they're effectively done.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I like to see that. Now,
I think they said Devontae Adams, who for all this thing, I think he had five catches for like 40. It was some low number yards. Let me get the number correct. Let me look at the stats. Devontae
six
Adams had
catches for
6 catches for
31
31
yards.
yards. That is what they were looking for, apparently. That's what they needed.
Yeah, and they couldn't get that from Mike Williams or Lazard
Oh,
or
Mike said, I got something.
oh
They,
he
Mike came out
I
with deep.
yeah, that was that man. Russ just dropped that in the perfect spot for him too. That was
Mm-hmm.
and then Tomlin on the sideline said, "Welcome to Pittsburgh. You're a Steeler now," or something like that. I can't remember what he said. But Aaron Rodgers, 35 attempts for 151 yards, sacked 3 times.
The biggest mistake that they've done, and they've made a lot.
Yes,
Robert Saleh should still be
yes,
coaching that team.
it should be. It should be.
There's they oh man. There's no answer for this. This is just bad.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried, the GM has tried every shortcut he can do because he didn't try to do it, build the team the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
He's tried every shortcut he possibly can, and every one of them has
Well, I
ended
mean,
in
he
a dead
drafted
end
Zach
street.
Wilson in an attempt to.
Well, they were building a team.
Mm-hmm.
Brees Hall, Sauce Gardner, Wilson. They were building a team. He was doing it the right way, and then short. Then he took the shortcut with Aaron Rodgers. Not a bad move,
No, it was
but
a fine
when you
move.
get Aaron Rodgers, this is what you get.
Yep.
You got to take the good with the bad, and this year it's all bad, no
It's
good.
washed Aaron Rodgers.
It's very washed. But they're also just like Garrett Wilson can't be happy.
No.
I know he's had 5 receptions, 41 yards, but he was supposed to be the one. Like
Oh.
now he's got Devonta Adams there.
But you have those two guys that combined for 11 receptions and 80 yards.
Devonta Adams had 13 targets.
That's Wandale Robinson numbers.
But
It's between you guys.
Between two people. He had 13 targets. This is why Garrett Wilson is upset. Garrett Wilson had 6 targets, caught 5 passes. Adams had 13 and caught 6. This was supposed to be his team, right? And it's just not, doesn't look good. They're just not a good
they're
team.
bad.
And
They're bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I wouldn't have quit Twitter because once again, because the Bears being abysmal has been paralleled to the Jets being abysmal, and you get Greenberg spewing out these long quotes, and like, boy, if you just take out the word Jets and put Bears in there, it works. That was something.
Yeah, we talked about the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Sunday night,
Yeah.
we had Sunday night. I did not watch the first half of Sunday Night Football because I spent time with the kids. But then I watched the second half. I was like, ooh, I want to see the Lions lose because they're down 23-7 at the half. This should be good. And I laughed every time Goff threw an interception. I was like, hee. I was laughing and clapping at it. I was like, oh, man. And then CJ would throw an interception. I was like, oh, that's bad. And then Goff would throw an interception. I was like, oh, like, I felt like Billy Madison, like when he's laughing and clapping at who knows what. I can't remember the movie that well. Oh, the guy on fire and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So that's what I felt like. But they won. They won, dude. This is how I know the Lions are the antithesis of the Bears. Field goal 1 skims the upright and goes in. Like if that ball had a wobble on it, it would have hit the upright and bounced off. Game winner skims the left upright, and if that thing would have had a wobble on it, it would have bounced off the upright and it had like a quadruple doink probably. Would doink 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 back over. Like
a lot of noise.
if that was the Bears, that would have happened. Not a double doink, not a triple doink, a quadruple doink. The
quad doink.
The doinks are going up exponentially. The next one will be 8, then 16, then 32.
It's like someone was dribbling the ball on the crossbar.
The Bears
and
with the 32 doink, it just really slow and then falls forward. Yeah, Stinking Lions, man, they're good. They played a bad game and they still beat a good team on the road. And like, I don't think there's anybody in the NFC that's better than the Lions. There's no one in the NFC better than the Lions.
No.
and it's not
No,
even close, to be honest.
mm-mm, no. The listen, I this the Niners are going to getting their whole team back. That's a scary thing.
Maybe.
It's t-
Well, they're still out
they,
Ayuk for the
that's
season.
yeah, they are for the season, yeah. But they beat the Lions last year. So
Yeah, I don't see that happening again this year because the Lions will have home field advantage,
yeah, definitely for sure.
and there's nobody in the NFC that is on the same level as them. And you know what's going to happen? The Eagles are going to sneak out with like some kind of stupid 14 win season. And you're like, how is that possible? And they're going to do it. But in the
They still may lose.
yeah,
They had they lost to a Buccaneers team last year that could still beat them again this year. They're not getting Godwin back, but
yeah,
Mike Evans is coming
Mike
back.
Evans will be back this week or next. Yeah.
Hmm. So like there's some teams out there that could. Washington is scary.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be tough, even if they're not. They don't win the division. They're a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Washington's a playoff
not an
team.
easy out either.
Not an easy out.
No,
Arizona's probably not going to be an easy out.
they're scrappy, and
And then you're looking at who else? The Falcons. I don't see them. I don't see them beating anybody.
Falcons, Packers, Lions,
Yeah.
Vikings. Like I wouldn't put my faith in the Vikings, but
Yeah. Not anymore.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
trust the
over.
Packers any further than I could throw them, so they could go to the Super Bowl. So who knows? I hate it so much. Like the Lions are almost like, yeah, if they go, good for them. Like almost they're just like the team that's been so
They've been
bad
so
for so
bad for so
long,
long.
right? Like when Tampa Bay
Hmm.
got good, it's like, good for Tampa Bay. They were so bad for so long. Uh, yeah, but Lion,
One game. Yeah.
mm,
Last game would be the Monday night game. Dolphins,
I didn't
Rams.
watch a single
Dolphins
minute
won.
of it, and I feel better for that. Dolphins break their losing streak. Good for them.
Man,
They're done.
two is not smart. I'm watching the play right
Oh, the
now.
one where he threw the pick and then went to go for the tackle head first.
What? He just ducked his head. He didn't try to wrap up. He didn't try. That's not a tackle.
That's not a
He
quarterback
just tried to
tackle.
be a
Quarterback tackle is
roadblock,
I'm going to push you out of bounds.
push you out of
Yeah,
bounds. He just tried to be a speed
he went
bump
head first
by
into
just
the dude's
lowering his
knees,
head.
into the knees, the things that are moving and hard. Like, why would you do that, you dummy?
I'm just like, all right, now you get what you get.
Yeah,
Like, it's because you obviously don't care about yourself.
no.
Everyone else seems to care more about you
Everybody's
than you care about
everybody's worried
yourself.
about Tua, but Tua is not worried about Tua.
Not worried about. He's
Tua does
not.
Tua things. That's I assume that's what he says when he's going out. It was I don't know. When your team is so bad early in the day, it ruins football for the like. I was so disinterested,
Uh-huh.
so
Hmm. Hmm.
disinterested.
I understand. I had the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock game. I know. I
Yeah.
saw.
Well, that's what happened when the Bears were in London and they destroyed the Jags. I'm like, bring on the rest of the football. Nothing could spoil my day. Now it's like, boy, I wish the Bears had like eternal bye.
Yeah, this week's gonna be interesting. I don't have to watch any football except for the football I want to watch for fantasy. But
Yeah.
yeah, this like Giants on bye.
Hmm.
Good time. Good time.
And the Bears have the Packers in Soldier Field, and it's not just that they had the Packers in Soldier Field; they're also the Fox Game of the Week. So that means Tom Brady's going to be
Tom
there. Like,
Brady.
listen to Tom Brady yammer
Talk
on.
about how he was almost a bear.
Yeah,
Oh, he already said that.
yeah.
Yeah, he already did
He'll,
it. He
he'll do
can't keep
that.
doing it.
It'll remind us I was almost a bear once, and then he'll sit there and talk about how terrible everything is, and if he were playing, they'd be better. And that's all I got to listen to. So I got that. But before we got that, we got third. Well, let's talk about what happened last week. We both were not very good last week.
No, I don't think we were.
You got 9 right. I got 8 right. I'm still one up on you, 93 to 59 to 92 and 60. Um,
Well, this is the week I come back because I don't have to say the Giants.
you do not have to say the Giants. Remember last week? I'm like, I want to pick the Panthers. You're like, take the Panthers. I'm like, no, they can't. The Panthers won't win. Okay, now we have Thursday Night Football.
So you're saying it was your fault? You was rooting for us. You was rooting for us. You did it. You
I
did
picked them to
it.
win. Doesn't mean I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
Like if they're see, here's the thing. Like I like watching bad teams win. Like, but it was the Giants too, right? Like, so it didn't matter.
They were two bad
Yeah,
teams. Yeah.
and I don't want it when it's my team losing, when they're supposed to be the better team. But when the Panthers beat somebody good, I'm like, hey, good for the Panthers. Um, okay, Thursday night we get the Eagles 7-2 hosting the Commanders 7-3. Philadelphia's 3.5-point favorites. Now I know these are your two favorite teams to pick. If it could be a three-way match between the Eagles, Commanders, and Cowboys.
Listen, I am probably going to pick the Commanders here.
Wow.
I,
On the road, huh?
mainly because the hate that I have for the Eagles is really strong.
Hmm.
Right, I don't have that same hate for the
I
Commanders.
understand that.
I don't have that, and if I have to pick a team, it's a short. It's a short game. They both played this week.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Thursday game.
Yep.
Philly's defense is playing better, but they've been playing against nobody. They played Jacksonville the week before that. Then they played the Cowboys with nobody on it. So their defensive numbers are indicative of playing trash. And then I think the Giants was before that, right? So those do they have good defense, or have they just been playing teams that aren't very good?
Good question.
The Commanders are a decent team.
Yeah,
they're a decent to good team. And I need them to beat the Eagles. So this is more of a want. I'm asking the Commanders to please beat the Eagles, and I'm gonna put so much faith in it. I'm going to say yes, the Commanders over the Eagles.
wow. I'm gonna take the Eagles. They're home.
Yes.
Thursday night home. Like I love Jaden Daniels. I like what the Commanders. I like who's their coach? Dan Quinn, right?
Uh-huh.
I like him. He was, you know what? He wanted to be the Bears coach when they hired Eberflus. In fact, he went in with an interview and he had like this giant binder full of what he was going to do with Justin Fields, and they said, "Nah." You know when you know what happened when they hired Eberflus? The Bears, because they fired everybody, right? So they brought in together like a team of it's like when the White Sox consult Tony La Russa, but the football version of that. So the Bears bring in like some football people, John Mara, or no, not Mara. It's
the older Giants.
Yeah,
John Mara,
people, right? Like, former Giants GM. I can't remember what his name is.
Uh-huh.
They bring these people in.
Yeah.
And they're like, who are some good candidates for head coaching and GMs? And they compile a list. And they already had a list of 4 head coaches they wanted. They had the final list of head coaches they wanted to hire before they hired Ryan Poles. That is what happened. That is how I know Flus is not who Ryan Poles would have wanted to begin with. Flus is who Ryan Poles has been dealt with, and Flus is who he's dealing with.
And he's been told he can't fire.
He can't fire him because he's owed too much money. Anyway, I'm taking the Eagles. Yeah. And I like Dan Quinn. I like the Commanders, but Eagles at home. I like Saquon more, I think, than I like Jaden Daniels. And nothing. I'm not trying to rub that in or anything like that.
No, that's fine. I'm at peace.
What's that?
I'm at peace.
Okay. Well, good. I'm not at peace because we have the Bears hosting the Packers.
You know who I'm picking.
I know who you're picking. I haven't even said the spread yet because it's embarrassing. The Packers are
at home.
It's
embarrassing.
The Packers are 6.5-point favorites coming in
at Soldier Field.
Into Soldier Field.
That's
the AccuWeather forecast is 56 degrees and sunny. Not Bears weather, not Packers weather either.
It's just nice weather. It's good football weather.
Unfortunately, if the Bears lose, Eberflus will not lose his job because the Bears have too much pride. We've never fired a coach mid-season before. So what? Do it. They should fire him mid-game and get it over. Rip the Band-Aid off. You're picking the Packers. I vowed to not pick dogs.
But you also can't pick the Packers.
Here's what's going to happen, though, right?
The
Bears are going to be down probably at 7 or 8 touchdowns. And then something happens. Something magical. Like a fairy.
Lightning strikes.
It's
love.
Yeah, Bane. It's like, welcome, Chicago. And he blows up the field. Yeah, that's possible. But I'm hoping for like some sort of like cosmic event that reverses time.
Natural disaster.
Like there's like this weird
reverses
purple flash across the sky, and we are all conscious of time reversing, but we see the points come off the board, and the Bears somehow were up 7-3 at one point. I'm going to say kick return touchdown, and followed by a field goal by the Packers, and then because of this cosmic event, they have to cancel. They have to call all games. Like at whatever's
Whoa.
on the scoreboard is what the final score is, and the Bears win 7-3. That's what I'm hoping for.
All right.
A cosmic event.
I
All
can see it. I can see it happening. I can see it.
right. We have lots of good noon games. Well, good teams playing. The Lions are hosting the Jags. 8-1 Lions, 2-8 Jags. Detroit are almost 2 touchdown favorites. They're 13-point favorites in this game.
I think I saw that what's name is already not playing. So yeah, that's a Lions.
Yeah.
He's got a shoulder issue.
You know, Jared Goff is the only quarterback to ever have multiple 5 interception games, and he's never lost one of them. He's never lost a 5 interception game. He's had like 3 or 4 of them. He's won them all.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what you need. That's why you throw the interceptions. Yeah. Like if you throw an interception as deep, it's a punt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to throw that thing.
He threw a few in the end zone though too, so that really hurts.
That's not good.
But the thing is,
hurts.
Like they weren't going to bench him, and they weren't going to be like, all right, we're gonna send in Hendon Hooker, or they're like, no, you got to be more conservative there, Jared Goff. No, they're like, he's our best chance to win. Go out there and throw the ball.
Yep.
Boy, then we have the Titans hosting the Vikings, the 2-7
other
Titans.
Team, Vikings
hosting the 7-2 Vikings. Vikings are 6-point favorites on the road. Harland says Vikings. I agree.
There's some teams that when the other team's playing them, you just go.
Yeah, it's hard. Them. It's hard to pick the Titans or the Jags, or it's gonna be tough to pick either one of these two. The Dolphins are hosting the Raiders. The 3-6 Dolphins, 2-7 Raiders. Dolphins are 7.5-point favorites.
Dolphins are playing better. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Yes, the Dolphins. They
don't have Aiden McConnell.
They could be playing better, but they're also not the Raiders. The Raiders are really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Was Antonio Pierce the wrong hire, or are they just a bad collection of players?
I think it's a very bad collection of players. The GM has not assembled a good team. He traded away their best player.
Yes.
And they thought they were going to get a quarterback in the draft, and that didn't happen.
They're like, Gardner Minshew, it is, and then it isn't.
Yeah, it's McConnell, then it's not.
It's not. They can't decide what they're doing. Yeah. Whenever you have a team that's like, we're gonna flip flop quarterbacks between series, that's never good. That's never
a bad sign. Never good.
Patriots riding high off of their throttling of the Bears. 3-7, hosting the Rams, who are licking their wounds after losing to the Dolphins. Rams are 5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, Rams. They're playing okay. They have too far to go. They're playing better, but they got healthy now, and I'm picking the Rams still because the Patriots, I don't trust them.
Yeah. Yeah, the Patriots they looked so bad last week. I can't pick them. I was like, maybe they'll win the surprise again. No, I can't do it. Can't do it because they just did not look good. Speaking of not looking good, the Saints 3-7 host the 2-7 Browns. New Orleans are 1.5-point favorites at home. Derek Carr and the rest. No Chris Olave because he had him killed.
I'm going with Mr. E-W. I'm going with Jameis.
I can't.
You can't pick the Browns?
I can't pick the Browns. So I'm going the Saints, which is just equally as difficult a choice. That is like, oh boy. And then I scroll the next game. The Jets 3-7 hosting the 4-6 Colts. The Jets are 4-point favorites. Joe Flacco has already been declared the starter, even though he hasn't won a single game since he was made the starter.
They're telling Richards, they're teaching him a lesson. He's
well. You remember what happened in that game? His last game he started.
He got tired.
Yeah, he got tired
and checked himself.
And he says, "I'm not gonna lie, I got tired." Dude, lie.
Lie. First of all, you're the quarterback.
Yes.
Right. You know what you do when you get tired? You call a run play.
Yeah. Yep.
You call a run play. No, we audible. You call a run play. What are you doing?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I
So
got tired.
with that said, I'm picking the Colts.
Wow,
Going dog. Going
you're going
dog.
dog.
Going dog.
Boy, it goes against every fiber of my being to say the Jets will win, but like I don't I don't think either team deserves to win, but we'll see.
The Colts are probably a better
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, probably.
No,
Well,
not talent wise, but
mm,
I don't
would you
know.
rather
The Jets are just so
would you
bad.
rather have Flacco or Aaron Rodgers?
Flacco and Taylor. I'd rather have Flacco and Taylor.
Rather than Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams,
And
Brees Hall?
at this point in time, yeah, they just don't. They don't have.
No, they're bad.
They don't have a game plan.
No,
They don't have an identity. They don't have anything.
they're the
At least I
JEJ.
know what I'm getting with with Flacco.
Yeah, the last game was 4 interceptions, I think.
It probably was something like
Yeah.
that.
Then we get the last noon game, which I'm surprised didn't get flexed. Is the Steelers hosting the Ravens? 7-2 Steelers hosting the 7-3 Ravens.
Man, I like both teams. You know, I like
Yes,
both
it's tough.
teams. It's tough, but I'm going with my fantasy football quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Ravens are 3-point favorites. I gotta take the Ravens. Like to not choose the Ravens, even though the Steelers are like a close. Like I have a handful of teams that I really like in the AFC: the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And when they play each other, it's hard to choose. But it's hard to go against Lamar Jackson. It's just so
Yeah,
hard. And like even their Ravens defense being spotty as it is, I don't think the Steelers offense are world beaters. So
correct.
they're maybe they'll put up 20 something, but I think
And
the Ravens might put up 30 something.
yeah, and I know that they still have a good defense in Pittsburgh, but I just think the Ravens' offense is
Yeah,
unstoppable.
you tell me what are you going to stop? You going to stop Derrick Henry? You're going to stop Lamar Jackson because you can't stop either. Who are you going to focus on? Yeah,
I think Tomlin would rather make them one dimensional and not have he'd he'd live and die by Lamar killing
yeah.
them and the wide receivers than letting Henry go
But the wide
crazy.
receivers are pretty good too. It's tough.
He's throwing it to
I
everyone.
know.
Like
Don't man.
Deontay Johnson, they just got he did nothing. But then they got this other guy. I'd never even heard his name. He went 3 receptions for 115 yards and a
You know who
touchdown.
still catch?
Right?
Nelson Aguilar catches passes consistently on that team. Zay
Couldn't catch a
Flowers,
pass for every team he's been on. He's been catching passes on that team.
Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely.
Zay Flowers. Yep.
Everybody's just
Isaiah Likey's been injured, but Mark Andrews, Nelson Aguilar, Bateman, Zay Flowers. Now they got Deontay Johnson. They had that guy Wallace or whatever.
they just
They just they just don't. Whoever's there just needs to catch the ball. They was having problems catching the ball for a while,
yeah.
but
Ravens.
he doesn't care. He's just still gonna drop it in
Yeah.
your bread
But
basket.
don't be surprised if the Steelers win. But
I'm not. I won't
nope,
be. But I'm picking
the
Ravens.
too. Then the 3 o'clock slates start with the Broncos 5-5 hosting the Falcons 6-4. The Broncos are favorite, 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I thought they would be. They had a really bad loss. Atlanta did.
Yeah.
Do I want to go with Atlanta? I just don't trust him anymore. Kirko Chains has not showed up in a long time.
No. Do you trust him or do you trust Bo Nix?
They don't score a lot of points, but they win.
That's because their defense.
But I'm gonna pick the Falcons and their dogs. So I got dogs apparently this game this season.
I'm taking
week.
Bo Nix only because they're at home and they're the favorites. I don't think they're going to win. That's the thing that kills me. Is I don't think the Broncos.
You don't feel confident about the pick.
Not at all. Then we have the 49ers 5-4 hosting the Seahawks 4-5. Seahawks have been broken and struggling. They're like the Bears of the Pacific Northwest. San Francisco are 6.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for San Francisco this time around.
Yeah, I can't. I can't pick the Seahawks. Like I like Geno, I like JSN, I like
Mhm.
I like DK Metcalf and Lockett.
DK
I like their running backs, Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I like the guys on their defense. Man, they got Devin Witherspoon from Illinois, right? I like that, but they seem broken.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another game I'm surprised didn't get flexed. The Bills hosting the Chiefs. 8-2 Bills hosting the 9-0 Chiefs. Buffalo are 2.5-point favorites.
I'm giving it to Buffalo.
Yeah,
Like the Chiefs can't win every
they
game,
can't, and they shan't. Not
and,
this week.
no, it ends now.
This is the Bills have a real mental block when it comes to the Chiefs. And I know this is just a regular season game, but if they were able to like get over this hump because they're undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get over this hump, win. Maybe that's one of those things. It's like, all right, now the Bills get their train rolling, a little momentum going downhill for them. I would like to see that. I'm surprised that game. I'm surprised neither the Steelers, the
Yeah.
Ravens, or the Bills or Chiefs were not flexed into Sunday night because we had the Bengals at the Chargers, the 4-6 Bengals at the 6-3 Chargers. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites.
Oh man, after what Jamar Chase did to people, I gotta go Bengals.
I'm gonna tell you what, you just have Justin Herbert hate, and even when you said it, like I gotta stop going against him, you're like, I gotta
didn't
go
go
against
against him
him.
last week.
At home, nobody's good at home. Speaking of not being good at home, Monday Night Football, the Texas Showdown, the Cowboys.
Oh, come on, Houston, get out of here.
The 3-6 Cowboys, 0-4 at home, are hosting the 6-4 Texans, licking their wounds after giving just a game. They didn't score in the second half. They were 23-7 at half and did not score again and lost on a last-second field goal. Their defense is good. Their offense has been struggling.
But Nico should be back.
The Cowboys' defense are good for what ails you. Micah Parsons is back, though, too. But
nah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got to take the Texans as well. I just don't see I don't see a world in which the Cowboys win another game this season because Dak is out for the season with hamstring surgery.
Yep. They said, but the prognosis is good for his future. Okay, we get it. It wasn't a life debilitating injury. Like he's gonna come back.
Hamstring's detached from the bone, though, man.
That's where you just reattach it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
some super glue and some staples, and you're good to go.
Gorilla Glue works wonders.
That'd be a good commercial. Doctor just pouring some Gorilla Glue into somebody.
When you need everything patched up, everything, ACL, MCL, Achilles, bicep tears, torn pectorals, just glue it back together.
Well, you know when you tear your Achilles, right? They replace that.
It pops up.
They replace that tendon with something else, right? They take a tendon from somewhere else. What if you just like laid out some super glue on wax or like Gorilla Glue on wax paper, let it dry, and then just made a new tendon?
That's your tendon.
Might work.
Right.
I don't know.
It hasn't been tried.
It has not been tried.
You can't say it doesn't work.
Exactly. It's like, who are you to poo-poo my idea? I think it's a great idea. Oh, Harland, that's not a bad. But it is a bad week of games again. I don't want to watch any of them. Well, I want to watch two of them: the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bills and the Chiefs. The rest of them can all just like if I was on playing Madden, I'd simulate.
I may watch that Bengals Chargers game. I don't watch a lot of Chargers games, but I may watch that one.
I usually watch the evening games, even though you have to listen to Chris Collinsworth.
Not Chris Collinsworth.
In this game last week, right? They came out of the half, and they were talking to what's his name, Dan Campbell, on the sideline right out of half. Like, we need to get a turnover or something here. And at that moment, C.J. Stroud threw an interception. And Chris Collinsworth went bonkers. Oh, my God. He willed it into existence. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, he was going nuts. I'm like, has that ever happened before? I guarantee it's happened. He was going insane.
This man loves football. People get mad at him because he just loves football.
I love football too, but like, man, like he doesn't love football. He wants to have sex with every moment of football. It's too much, right? Like, you can't have that much sex with football. Pick your battles, man. You can't do it all. It's just like if Aaron Rodgers is involved or Patrick Mahomes,
Oh no, don't let any of those guys be involved.
Man, it's just nonstop.
It's quarterbacks in general because if Lamar is involved, it's
Yeah.
just the things Lamar could do, no one else can do. It's which is
Which
true.
is true,
But come
but I don't
on.
like hearing it coming out of Chris Collinsworth's mouth. It sounds dirty or something like that, right?
It's definitely dirty because he wants to have sex with
He wants to
football.
have sex with football. He wants to like harness the power of football and manifest, put that into a body. You know what? Chris Collinsworth is in his basement right now. He's dug up a bunch of corpses. He's put together the perfect thing to have.
He's weird science in this. He's weird
Yeah, a
science in
little bit of
the.
Frankenstein, a little bit of weird science. He's got a series of corpses. He's cut off the perfect legs, the perfect arms, whatever. Oh, he's got all different kinds of orifices he can stick his thing into. Like, there shouldn't be a hole there,
Oh,
man. Whatever. And then he's going to try to find a way.
that's my Dan Campbell hole. Oh,
That's what happens on Sunday. Chris Collinsworth causes a cosmic event as he tries to harness the power of football to bring this corpse back to life. And that's how the Bears win, because time reverses, points come off the board, everyone watches it happen, like going backwards in time in Superman 1. You shouldn't see everything happen in reverse, but it does. And that's what happens. Chris Collinsworth causes the cosmic event that allows the Bears to win, and he has sex with football.
And not to be mistaken with a football.
The thing is, he's been warming up with a football for a long time.
The NFL sponsored fleshlight.
Authentic pigskin, and all those little bumps and stuff.
Oh no.
Stitched,
Chris.
Stitched for my pleasure.
Chris, come on. Not the Duke. Not the Duke. Chris.
Yep. That's what it is. Oh, now I'm thinking of how awful that would look to begin with. Like the brown, nubby pigskin going into. Oh, yeah, well.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. And,
but it's a job. He's got to do it. He's got someone's got to do it.
The stitches going down on one side. Nothing good about that. But Chris Collinsworth, it's like somebody's got to do this. No, they don't.
They're not. You don't have the what is it? The love of the game that I have. So if you did,
yeah,
you'd have sex with football. Not once again, not a football, but maybe that too.
Yes, or that too, right? Who knows? Chris Collinsworth. That's what he does, and that's why. Poor Mike Tirico. I used to like him on ESPN. And then you put him in the booth there with Chris Collinsworth. He's supposed to be like a yin and yang sort of situation. Just doesn't work. Mike Tirico's too mellow, and he's got to deal with Chris Collinsworth flailing his. There was a reason they don't put the camera in the booth very often.
Because his pants is down.
Well, there's that, yes. And you think Tirico would be like, "Come on, Chris, puts a hand over the mic and do something about this," right? But I just Collinsworth. I just imagine like the wacky inflatable waving arms tube man and arms just going all over the place. He's bobbing all over.
Oh my God.
Everything about everything. Oh. All right.
Good rant on Chris Collinsworth for the last 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's true. It's what's going to happen. That'll be a good game to watch just for Chris Collinsworth, I guess, and to watch Justin Herbert dismantle the Bengals.
I don't know.
Now that I said that, he's probably gonna go out there and just throw up a goose egg, and you'll be like, "See what I tell you?" You'll have your little Harland strut dance coming in next week, talking about Justin Herbert.
Listen, if the game is close, he's not gonna win it. Let's just say that.
I hope it's close, and I hope he throws a last-second touchdown. Or
no, that's not happening. Come on now, let's just be real.
I hope that happens, and I hope you have to just live with that for the rest of your life. I hope it just eats.
Or you're gonna. Oh, remember that game? That meaningless game he had against the Bengals. Oh.
It's not meaningless when you go to 8-3 or 7-3.
It's not.
I mean, they're right now a playoff team.
Oh, yeah, they are. Until they won't be. But yes.
Until they're knocked out, probably by the Chiefs. No. All right, Harland. Well.
All right, man.
We did it again.